No one expected Dakota Johnson to be the one to break the internet. She had been doing a casual promotional interview, light questions, soft laughter, nothing remotely dramatic, when the host shifted to a broader topic: Hollywood friendships and off-screen rumors. Dakota paused, tilted her head thoughtfully, and then said the sentence that detonated across social media. "People think they know everything about Sam, Heughan and Caitriona Balfe. But trust me, they don't." The world went silent for 2 seconds, then chaos erupted. Within minutes, the clip spread across Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and every Outlander fan forum imaginable. The comments were instant and frantic. What does Dakota know? Why would she say that? Was she hinting at a secret? A scandal? Something romantic? Something darker? Influencers began posting reaction videos within an hour, dissecting her tone, her smile, the mischievous glint in her eyes. Suddenly, Dakota was at the center of a fandom hurricane she never intended to summon. The interview moment itself was small, barely 10 seconds, but the implications felt massive. Dakota and Sam had known each other socially for years, circulating in the same Hollywood circles, sharing mutual friends. Caitriona, too, had crossed paths with Dakota multiple times at premieres and charity events. So when Dakota hinted she knew something, fans treated her words like gospel. If anyone would know industry secrets, it would be her. The host, sensing drama, pressed gently. "What do you mean by that?" she asked. Dakota laughed, a soft, teasing laugh that made everything worse. "Oh, I'm not starting anything," she said, raising her hands innocently. "Let's just say, their past isn't as simple as people think." The studio audience reacted audibly, and even Dakota looked like she hadn't meant to reveal so much. But the damage was done. Almost instantly, people began resurfacing old clips of Sam and Caitríona from behind the scenes of Outlander. Interviews where they exchanged long glances. Photos where their body language looked too natural, too comfortable. Moments where Sam's hand lingered a second too long on Caitriona's waist. Fans had analyzed these images for years, but Dakota's comment reignited every theory like gasoline on an open flame. Some fans insisted Dakota was just joking. They argued she had a dry sense of humor and a talent for stirring the pot without meaning to. Others believed she had accidentally revealed something Hollywood insiders always knew, but the public never did. "You don't say something like that unless you know something," one viral comment read. Dakota doesn't drop hints by accident. The frenzy intensified when entertainment blogs jumped in. Headlines appeared everywhere. Dakota Johnson sparks Outlander mystery. What secrets are Sam and Caitríona hiding? Hollywood insider teases past between co-stars. Theories ranged from plausible to absurd. A falling out, a disagreement with producers, an emotional moment on set, unspoken romantic tension, or a misunderstood history no one had pieced together before. But the real storm began when fans revisited the early seasons of Outlander. They remembered how raw the chemistry had been, how shockingly real certain scenes felt, even compared to other prestige dramas. They remembered how often directors said, something magical happened between them, and how many crew members described their bond as instantaneous and intense. Suddenly, every old quote sounded like a clue Dakota had just confirmed. Whispers grew louder. Did something happen during season 1? Was there a moment that changed their dynamic? Did they share a secret only insiders knew? Nobody had answers, but everyone had theories. Then more context emerged. People unearthed an old interview where Dakota mentioned visiting the Outlander set once, years ago. She hadn't spoken about it publicly since, until now. Fans began to wonder what she saw that day. Something tense? Something emotional? Something unspoken? By the end of the day, the internet had fully melted down. Influencers made hour-long breakdown videos. TikTok detectives reviewed Dakota's clip frame by frame. Reddit threads multiplied with thousands of comments each. Everyone demanded the same thing. What secrets was Dakota Johnson hinting at? As the world spiraled with speculation, one thing became clear. Dakota hadn't exposed a scandal. but she had exposed a curiosity powerful enough to shake two fandoms at once. And before the chaos could settle, she had already left the world with one chilling tease. Their past isn't as simple as people think. Those 8 words were enough to ignite a global obsession, and everything that came next would only deepen the mystery. As the world demanded answers, Dakota Johnson seemed unfazed. She didn't post clarifications, didn't respond to tabloids, didn't deny or confirm anything. Instead, she allowed the internet to spiral, which only made the mystery feel bigger. Meanwhile, journalists scrambled to uncover any possible link between her and the supposed past secrets of Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe. For days, the speculation grew louder, until Dakota finally broke her silence, but not in the way anyone expected. During a new interview, she was asked directly about her viral comment. This time, Dakota didn't laugh. She didn't tease. She grew thoughtful, folding her hands in her lap before answering. "People assumed I meant something scandalous," she said softly. "But what I meant was something human." The statement didn't calm the internet. It amplified it. Dakota explained that she had met Sam and Caitríona long before most fans realized. She had visited the Outlander set early in the show's production, invited by a mutual friend. There, she witnessed something she had never forgotten. Not a romantic moment, not a fight, not a scandal, but a kind of emotional intensity she rarely saw between co-stars. They were filming a difficult scene, she recalled. And the connection between them, it was almost overwhelming. She described how, after the scene ended, neither actor spoke immediately. Caitríona had tears in her eyes. Sam looked shaken. It wasn't about romance or tension. It was the emotional aftermath of performing something vulnerable and soul-deep. They weren't Sam and Caitríona in that moment, Dakota explained. But they also weren't Claire and Jamie anymore. They were somewhere in between. The host pressed her gently. "So that's the secret?" Dakota shook her head. "That's just part of it." She explained that the intensity of their on-screen intimacy took a toll on both actors, emotionally, psychologically, and professionally. They didn't just perform love stories, they embodied them. And when the director called cut, they had to somehow return to themselves again. "That transition isn't easy," Dakota said. "And the world never saw how hard they worked to protect each other." She then revealed an anecdote that sent the fandom into meltdown all over again. During one intimate scene in early filming, Sam had stepped away afterward, visibly shaken. Dakota had overheard him telling a crew member that he needed a moment because the scene had felt too real. But not romantically real, emotionally real. Raw, human. "It's rare," she said, "to see two actors connect with that level of honesty." That honesty was the secret, she referenced, not gossip, but depth. The problem, Dakota continued, was that Hollywood misunderstood it. Rumors spread on set that Sam and Caitríona had fallen for each other. Tabloids twisted the narrative. Some crew members pitied them. Others scrutinized them. That pressure, Dakota believed, forced Sam and Caitríona to build emotional walls, not from each other, but from the world. They protected their partnership fiercely, she said, because people kept trying to turn it into something it wasn't. Dakota emphasized that their connection wasn't romantic. It was the kind of bond formed when two people navigate extreme vulnerability together for years. When the world tried to reduce that bond to a cliché, Sam and Caitríona became even more private. Their secret, Dakota explained, was how much they leaned on each other, and how much it cost them. Then she clarified the cryptic line that had started everything. Their past isn't as simple as people think. She meant that the early years of Outlander were emotionally complicated, filled with pressure, misunderstanding, and moments of raw honesty that changed them forever. People think intimacy on screen is fake, Dakota said. But the trust behind it? That's real, and it leaves a mark. Finally, Dakota addressed the fandom directly. She said that what she admired most about Sam and Caitríona was not their chemistry, but their resilience. Even when the world misunderstood them, even when rumors threatened their reputations, they stayed kind, professional, and loyal to one another. That's rare in this industry, she said quietly. And that's what I meant by secrets. They weren't hiding scandals. They were hiding the weight of everything they carried together. The interview ended with one final question. If you had to sum up their partnership in one sentence, what would you say? Dakota smiled. Not teasing this time, but warmly, with genuine admiration. They didn't share a romance, she said. They shared something harder, the truth of being seen. And with that, the internet realized the meltdown had never been about scandal. It had been about revelation.